Welcome to the Dog Talk podcast. Today I have a new special guest. His name's Coach Wilson. Coach Wilson, how you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
That's good to see. It's good to see. What do you think about your girls this year? You thinking that they can take it up to state or?
Oh, I think so. I think those girls are driven, and I think they would be. I think their eyes are set on it, and they're working towards that every day. And they're aiming just to get after it. And this is a lot harder than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
I don't know. I mean, short answer, yeah. I think.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been a goal of theirs for a long time. So
yeah. What's y'all's biggest rival as of right now?
Oh shoot,
for this year.
I don't know if I've coached here long enough, and the conferences keep changing that we got a true rival. Yeah. I don't know. I think.
I mean, you'll have a good time to meditate on them 4-hour bus drives.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We've got I don't know. There's just new pieces everywhere, and I'm good friends with a lot of the coaches. And I've got respect for the ones, even the ones I don't know. So It's hard for me to really pin down somebody that's, I don't know, I'd consider a rival, but I feel like every night's going to be a big game for sure.
Yeah. I'll be in that student section ready for you.
We need a lot more like you.
Yeah, we do.
We travel well, though. I mean, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
We travel really well. But again, those long bus rides are tough. Long drives for everybody.
The biggest thing I've noticed with basketball is not how you play; it's how mental the game is. Like, and that goes with every sport ever made. Everything's mental. Like, you could be the greatest team, you can still get beat, depending on how you feel.
That's right.
That's the whole point of the student section, just to keep you rowdy and keep you going out through the entire game.
You know, basketball, any sport, is a game of mistakes. So it's just how many you're going to make.
Yeah.
And then more importantly, what is your response to that mistake? So hopefully by, a girl's third year with me, whether it's 7th through, some of these girls, I've only been here for 2 years. This is my third season, but hopefully by year 3, it's no longer what is your mistake response, but now it's like, how many are we making? Why are we making that mistake? But, those first 2 years can be a lot, especially as a young kid, 7th grade, 8th grade, like, they got to learn that mistakes are okay, and it's like how you respond to that. So
I can tell you from experience, mistakes are okay. Maybe not as much as as many as I've done, but
yep, I've made plenty. So
that's why I retired champion in basketball. Focus on baseball. I heard you quit baseball in your high school year.
Oh my gosh, you didn't find that on Facebook, I know.
Oh, I asked.
Yeah. Yeah, those were some good old days with some good boys and a solid coach. Just happened to be my uncle. Yeah. That was one of the hardest conversations I've ever had, looking my uncle in the eye and telling him I wanted to focus on basketball only.
Y'all had a pretty stacked team, didn't y'all?
Oh, my goodness. Coach Brightwell could play.
Yeah. Mr. Matheny, you had who else?
Ty Matheny, Riley Adams, Travis Adams, Jasper Henry, James Henry. My brother, Tristan Young.
I didn't know you had a brother.
Yeah, 2 years older.
Oh.
Matt Wilson. He's a really good baseball player. He's a good basketball player, too.
Yeah, I saw it was a piece in the paper. It just showed there was 12 strikeouts. I could be wrong. I think Mr. Brightwell was 4 for 4. Was I wrong on that? Somebody was 4 for 4, and it just from the stats, it looked like it was a great game.
Oh, it looked like we murdered whoever that was. My memory's so bad, but I do remember that popping up, floating around from about 20 years ago almost, and I'm sure Tristan Young's name was on it. If I was on there, then then I must have laid a bunt down and got there. I think I grounded everything. So I either beat the throw or bunted, or I feel like I got a lot of walks too.
Last year, towards the end of the season, and I mean, this ain't the most proud moment of my baseball career, but Coach Winston, he walked up to me and said, if you're not going to hit, you might as well learn how to bunt. Now, I wasn't the greatest bunter, but through some errors, I did bunt a double.
That was nice.
That's about my record.
I just like a challenge, and
That's right.
I'm like, man, I think I hit, BlackRock's fence is short.
Yeah.
I know y'all never played on it, but the girls played softball over there. But that's the only fence I ever hit. Line drived it,
Yeah.
hit that wall, and no other swing of mine got close to the fence. It was just poke and run.
Most of it's just kind of like luck, you know what I mean?
Can you find a hole, and
Yeah.
is that guy going to bobble it?
You can't go up there and think you're going to hit a home run. You just never are.
Yep.
I'm a big golfer. Like, you can't go up there and say, I'm going to have a beautiful drive, because you won't.
That's certainly not me. I certainly can't do that.
You're not a golfer?
I am the worst golfer in the county, I'm sure. There's people that hadn't swung yet that's better than me, I would assume. I've found that I am terrible at bowling, racquetball, and golf. And I'm sure the list will continue to grow, but as I get older. But I'm really bad at those three things.
We went to hijinks just a couple days ago for Jet's birthday, and my dad said, I'm so happy I'm not good at bowling. And he casually throws a 150 on all of us.
Oh, I don't think I may have broke 100 like twice, maybe. I'm bad. I might as well throw left-handed, but it's a good time. I do like competing. As bad as I am, I still got to try. Like, because
Yeah.
I'm not the type that's just gonna just be there, and just throw to throw. I'm
Yeah.
still gonna try to beat you, but I'm bad. I'd be a great golfing buddy for you if you
Good
needed
little
some.
caddy.
Hey, or if you just needed some confidence, you want to watch me swing. Like, you'll look real good.
I never golf by myself. It's always just for fun, you know. I'll be with someone, say like Stetson Wall. I'll be with him all the time. We'll just go out and golf. Now, he's extremely better than me. But like when we play together, you know, like I'll back him up when he makes a bad shot, and mostly he backs me up when I make a bad shot. You know what I mean?
No backup here. But maybe if we're shooting 18 holes, I might contribute one time. The rest of the time, I'm just good company, or try to be.
The thing about golf is, like, you know, towards that 18th hole, you get there and you hit like maybe a beautiful drive, and it just hooks you to keep on playing, no matter how bad you play or how good you play. If you hit that last 3 holes, it just hooks you. You're like, okay, I can do a little better next time.
Yeah.
And you never do.
Yeah, and then it's
You
another.
never do.
Well, it's another 18 holes before I get a good swing like that
That's right.
again.
You brought a coffee mug up here.
Oh.
Are you a big coffee drinker?
Yeah, coffee's my thing.
How many cups a day do you think you get?
When I'm on good behavior, it's 3 cups. 3? And I do
Man.
one right when I wake up, and then after basketball practice, and then sometime after lunch, whether that's at home. My wife likes coffee too. Or maybe sometimes I'll do one before senior high practice.
You a black coffee guy?
Yeah.
I've always like when I was little, I tried to like it. I just never have. I just can't get, like, I don't understand it. They don't make me more awake. Like, I've never noticed any difference or anything like that.
Oh man, I'm chipper after it helps me get started. I've got an alarm set on my coffee mug, or on my coffee maker, and I'm good to go after that. I'm like, I gotta dial it in though, because if I drink too much too early, like, you don't want to be around me. Or if I don't get that cup of coffee, you don't want to be around me. You don't want to play for me at that moment. And the girls know too. Like, well, Coach Wilson's got to stop and get his coffee before we really get rolling here. It's happened too many times.
man. Well, I'm going to go on to the traditional question I asked to everybody. What is your Sonic drink of preference?
Man, I thought about changing my answer, but it's boring. I like a half and half tea everywhere I
half
go.
and half tea?
Yeah, I know. It's not exciting. I will say though, like I like vanilla Coke.
Vanilla Coke?
And I think that, you know, that's a decent drink, whether it's at Sonic or gas station. But
Did you see that Coke came out with Oreo flavored Coke?
oh my gosh, no.
It's the strangest thing. It starts off Coke, like you just know it's Coke, and then give it 2 seconds for the aftertaste, and it's straight Oreo. Like, I don't know how they did that.
Yeah, those probably ain't good to drink.
They're probably terrible for you.
And how do they make that? Can't be good for you.
It can be terrible.
I mean, Coke's not good for you, but
Coke, yeah.
I mean,
Have you ever poured Coke on a battery, like anything corroded?
yep.
It
It works
That's
really
scary.
good. Yeah.
That's very scary.
Don't ask me about the science of that because I couldn't tell you. Embarrassed to say, but
I got told to do it one time, and I had a Coke, and I still drank it after because I mean I'm not going to be wasteful, but I took little sips after, you know. It scared me. I'll be honest.
yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's not that bad for you, but it's a good treat every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it sure is. I mean, back to high school, was you was you the funny guy that everybody knew, or was you a quiet part? Like,
I have always been like super shy.
mm-hmm.
My brother, so you didn't know my brother, 2 years
Yeah.
older than me. He was on that good baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
He was a talker and still is.
Yeah.
And like, I just got used to not talking, I guess. But that's just kind of who I am. I'm kind of slow to speak. Kind of takes me a long time I'm just wired that way, I guess.
Well, I mean, every time I think anyone sees you, you just look rambunctious. Like you're with your team. You're always like you'll take them everywhere. Yeah, I mean, y'all went to the movies, didn't y'all, the other day?
We just went down the road to, was it P&R Bowling? Is that what it's called? The bowling alley?
I don't even know.
It's that one.
The one in
to
Pocahontas?
Mm-hmm.
I like that
Yeah,
place.
yeah. It's such a good atmosphere, and
Mm-hmm.
they treat us really good there. And we just went out to eat and did that and ran by Sonic. I probably got a half and half tea, probably. And, oh, man, I love being around people. I'm just not, I don't know. I just don't throw myself in a lot of situations.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one thing when I'm a basketball guy. It's
Yeah.
easy for me to talk about basketball.
Yeah.
Small talk is hard for me. It's like painful.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You forget to have it. Like when I was like maybe 5 years ago, I felt like it just came in like nothing, and then all of a sudden, it's just like you're not human anymore. Like I don't understand how that makes that transition.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't talk about the weather very good or just say hi. Like me being in line is.
If someone asks you about the weather, you need to close that conversation pretty fast. They're running out of things to say.
Man, and I'm like Mr. Brooks. Y'all call him Mr. Brooks? Is it Mr. Bray?
I call him Bray.
It's like
it's a personal level between me and him.
Well, I feel like he gives that vibe, but
Yeah.
I'm like, respect your elders, children.
Yeah.
So
I know exactly what you mean.
I don't know. I just call him Mr. Bray a lot. In fact, that's
Yeah.
what my children know him as Mr. Bray. Is Mr. Bray's family coming over? Are we going to see Mr. Bray's family? But anyway, he's the kind of guy I like to be around because he is a natural at just having. He can fill the void of empty talking. I can't.
Some teachers can be just cannot be laid back. Like I don't know how it is, but like They just can't. But Bright, he just does it perfectly. Like, we're not as rambunctious, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
I mean, we'd have a small class, our first period class, which East as a first period class is one of the greatest things ever. Because before I was, like, I had, like, basketball or English or something like that. Like, you had to be there on time, be ready. Like, but this class, I mean, I have to get ready for this podcast and everything like that. But other than that, it's kind of laid back. You can kind of take it just a little bit easy, other than some classes.
Right. Yeah, I get that. It's kind of like you can walk into work and say hi and how was your weekend and that kind of thing. And then you kind of settle in and small talk as you go, or not talk if you're me. But say hi to people and get your coffee. That's what y'all need. Y'all got all this nice stuff. Y'all just need like a bun back here and get that pot of coffee going.
Nice coffee, yeah.
Which you don't like coffee, so.
Now, I need some creamer in my coffee.
There it is.
But I need a lot of creamer. Like, I mean, I'll look at Cool Beans or something like that. But I mean, I get up like 7:35. I only live like a mile away from the school. I mean, I book it no matter what.
Sure.
I don't have any time because the line's 12 people long.
Oh my gosh.
At Cool Beans and all that.
See, I come in from the Black Rock side, so I'm never drive past that in the morning. I can only imagine how busy that is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, some days are better, some days are not, other than that.
I found that, like, with drop-off and stuff, dropping off my own kids, it's like you find this window of, like, dude, if you're 1 minute late, you're like 10 minutes late now because you're waiting on people. And if you're, just a fraction sooner, like, there's no line in places. Anyway.
Yeah, I have to go through that little pickup line, go through that route. And it's just people stacked on. And I just want to use that little, you know what I'm talking about?
I do. No.
I
Intrusive thoughts.
I want to so bad. I feel like I can pull it off, but I'm not yet to that courage.
Yeah,
this might be an instant answer question. But did you have long hair back in high school?
Oh my goodness, no. So like, I don't know. My mom always cut her hair like until I was like middle school age, and then she'd take us to where she got her hair cut, and Miss Tammy, she'd do a great job on me and my brother's hair. And then I started growing it out a little bit longer. The bowl cut was popular, and I wasn't man enough to commit, but I did have a little bit longer hair on top. And then by my senior year, I remember I was pushing. Oh, this is it. This is what we're missing on podcast. I hadn't even talked about Coach Foreman. You got to throw some questions about Coach in here.
I need to get him on here. Is what I need to do.
Well, dude, we're like package deal. He'd make me feel a lot more comfortable sitting here. Anyway, I remember pushing boundaries with Coach Foreman back in the day. About my senior year, my hair started getting a little bit longer.
Just a little bit.
And of course, I couldn't grow anything on my face, but I'm sure if I could have, I would have. Yeah, I got down to eyebrow length.
Eyebrow length?
Yeah, while I was in school. Yeah.
Did you ever get any backfire from your parents, just like them making fun of you or anything like that?
Well, that came about 2 years later.
2 years later?
In college, I had long hair. And then I got an internship and went right back to the buzz cut. Nice. When you're at school, when you're at college, you learn to just live on beans and rice, really.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't. Maybe some people live on Starbucks. But I was going to do the beans and rice, so I cut my buddy's hair and he cut my hair. Unless it was a special occasion.
Oh. I mean, relatively from what I used to have that number 2 all around. Right now, it's pretty long, I would say. It's not. I can't put it up in a bun just yet. And maybe if I tried. But where'd you go to college at?
Arkansas Tech.
Arkansas Tech.
And believe it or not, I followed my brother there. There was I don't know. I wanted to play college ball,
Mm-hmm.
and like all the private schools were interested enough to give me like 1/10 of like what it would cost to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Tech started a junior varsity team when I went, and I'm like, heck yeah, because it's public, not private,
Uh-huh.
way cheaper, and I could actually afford to go there without doing the loan thing, and so that was the fit for me because I could go for cheap
Uh-huh.
and play ball too. So I did that for 2 years.
When you was in college, did you have like a favorite genre of music? Like, was you a rap guy? Was you a country music guy? Pop? What was it?
So what do you call like? Well, you may not even know. Like think like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Uh-huh.
Maybe some harder than that, like Audio Slave.
I would say that's
Almost
in some section of rock.
right. Like
Uh-huh.
maybe it's not metal, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean certainly wouldn't rule out
Now-
some.
I saw something that like categorized all the bands and like what kind of rock it is. I can't remember that for the life of me, but it's some kind of rock, I think.
It's like them early 2000s rock. Like that was a sweet spot. Maybe 90s too. I mean, I still really like that music. But I've transitioned. I'm more of a bluegrass,
You like
country. Like I kind of lean that way. Who's that guy that sings? Is it Tyler Childers?
Tyler Childers? What
Isn't it-
song?
Ooh,
Oh, no.
dude, he's got a couple albums that are good.
You might have to sing it for me.
Oh no, I'd rather just listen. He does that. You're all in,
Oh, All You're In?
all you're in. That's the
Yeah.
one. Lady May.
Yeah.
Now, and I don't know his words, but like
Yeah.
or all of his songs, but like that style probably summarizes me a little bit better.
My dad's always grown up on like bluegrass, like the Osborne Brothers, Ricky Skaggs, and all that. I mean, ever since I got an electric guitar, it's kind of sprayed off from bluegrass, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, a little bit louder,
Yeah, no one sleeps in my house.
a little bit more. What do you call it when you turn up not the volume, but the
The
that makes it
knob,
little.
Shaped volume.
It's like makes it kind of metal-ish, like a
the gain
the
distortion.
gain distortion. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, it goes all the way up.
See, I've went backwards with you. We've gone past each other on the spectrum. Because I'm a softie now.
Oh,
Kids will do that to you.
maybe it might happen to me. Who knows? I might just be on a just a little
Pendulum,
little loop here. Who knows?
ready to knock back the other way. Which I still like some of that harder stuff, but like I don't know. There's some good '90s bands.
Did you ever go into any concerts?
Too many. Yeah.
Well, do you ever have a favorite band ever to put on a concert? In your opinion?
Well, I would, if I could pick a band to watch, it'd be Led Zeppelin, like
Led
back in
Zeppelin?
the day. Like, obviously, that's not in my lifetime, but big fan of them.
Yeah.
And then I wish I could have seen Audio Slave. And
Audio Slave?
that's Chris Cornell would sing for them from Soundgarden.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know any of these.
If I would pick a band that I could listen to back in their prime, I think it'd be Leonard Skinner,
There you go.
because they got that rock country kind of.
I feel like you're in the South. Like, that's a solid answer. Like, nobody will fight you over that one.
I don't think any. They can try. I'll give them solid arguments and everything about it.
So how many followers or listeners, like what are these podcasts? I'm about to drop something here.
How many followers?
Yeah,
I think we got last time I checked, it was 70 something.
let's go. All right, you heard it from me. Avett Brothers. You know them?
Avett Brothers?
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
Check them out, man.
I'll go
You
look
gotta
at them.
check them. That's the best band.
Best band?
Yep. They even got a little electric guitar too.
I might give that a listen on the way home.
If anybody's still listening to this, that's their reward for listening this long.
My mom's crazy about this stuff. She'll listen to it 5 times like while she's doing laundry, driving. And she'll tell me too. I tell her not to, but she does.
I like it. I like it too. I was randomly working back in the backside of my field just the other day, and I was listening to Coach Bates and you.
It was pretty much just Coach Bates and Bray talking smack the entire time.
Oh man, we got a chance to see Coach Hodson yesterday. Me and Coach Bates did at a clinic, and he did good. And Coach Cal was there too from Arkansas, so we got to see, both sides. And anyway, little fun jabs back and forth. So Coach Cal was obviously the main deal there. He was the main guy. Hodson led up to him, but that's our opinion. And Bray's like, that's the dude on the other side of him. So he's fun to poke with. I just like good basketball, or football.
You know what I want to do? I want to get that flag over there. No one can see what I'm talking about. Maybe when we get cameras on this podcast, we'll start showing. But there's a Red Wolf flag on one of his doors, and I want to discreetly get a Hogs flag, white flag, everything, and I just want to see how long it takes him to realize. Because I feel like it could go a little while. Not the wide body hog, but I think I want the full face. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I could pull it off just for a little bit. I mean, I'd shoot for 9 weeks just to see.
I feel like there could be a lot of. Are you familiar with The Office, Steve Carell?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There should be a lot of shenanigans like that going on here with the Jello, the stapler, and the Jello, something
Meatball
like that.
and the stapler.
I think you could pull that off, and I think that if he's not on his toes already, then he needs to quit being so naive, because I've got a feeling that there's things that are happening around him, but the temperature is slowly going up, and he doesn't realize that it's getting hot.
He doesn't know how laid back we're about to get. He doesn't. I think he thinks I don't know how to explain that. We're about to come back pretty hard on him. We're about to post-it his entire room. Something. I don't even know. It's been 9 minutes since I said we ran out of time. I think we have ran out of time this time.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. And girls,
thanks for coming on.
Go Lady Hounds.
Go Lady Hounds.
I'm excited about this year and those girls, so appreciate you giving me a chance to.
I'm happy to see them.
Brag on them. Oh man, I can't wait. They can't wait.
We'll see you next. We'll see all you guys next week with a new interviewee Wednesday at 10 o'clock, I believe, 10 a.m. Central Time, if you will. And other than that, we'll just see you later.